Hey Kevin, are we filming the latest version of Jaws?
You've been practicing that, haven't you? No, I thought I'd talk about clamps. Got to get a grip on things. You know, you got to be able to hold things together. Whether you're working with like a little tiny pair of vice grips, little needle nose vice grips for getting those little tiny parts and holding them, or you're going all the way up to the great big guys. But vice grips come in lots of different styles. You know, you got the needle nose, you got the little clamps with the feet on them. And these are great because when you grab them, two sheets together, you don't leave a dent in it like this will. This will actually put a little divot in the metal when you get down on it to try to hold it. This one doesn't. And these come in different sizes. I've had these for years, and I've modified them a little bit where I've gone in and just cut the jaw a little, made a little recess in it for working like with pipe, working with that quarter by quarter metal stock I like to play with. That way it doesn't slip off. You know, it gives it a little better grip. And of course you've got the longer throat, the longer reach on them when you're working on like the seed I was making the other day, the big aluminum sculpture. Well, you know, that lets you reach in farther and hold something together a little easier. These are a great little find. Can't twist clamps. K-A-N-T-T-W-I-S-T. Where the vice grips will tend to rock a little. Sometimes the jaws will twist a little bit when you get a hold of like two pieces of pipe or something with them. These, because of the double arm, because of the big copper feet that they have, and the way the adjuster works on it, nice and steady, nice and straight, none of this sideways movement to it. Can't twist. Great little clamps. The little copper pads that they have are actually cut. They have grooves in them, just like I did on my vice grips. So when you want to get a hold of a piece of pipe, a piece of small stock or whatever, helps keep them from sliding around. And this also helps with conducting electricity. I do it sometimes, where you put this clamp on a piece of metal and then you hook your ground clamp for your welder to it. Like when I was working on the seed, I was using this on the aluminum body and then clamping to this so I can get a good ground through the aluminum that I was working on. Bessies, good old Bessie out of Germany. Big, heavy J-clamps, nice adjusters on them, nice feet on them, great clamps. I use the heck out of them. This is another Bessie. And as you can see, I might have used this one a little too much. I got this foot a little too hot one time when I was heating something to try to bend it a little, and I was using the clamp to kind of force it in place, and it bent the foot. Well, working on the Taurus, I went ahead and I welded this piece of angle iron in there, so now I have something to grab a hold of, that little 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch stock. So I can get it flat on this side, I can catch it on this side so the pad doesn't want to roll off. Makes it a little firmer, a little more secure, you know. Great clamps, I love these things. Here's something I just picked up not too long ago. These are real gear clamps. They're kind of a replacement for the Bessies. They're a little bit cheaper, but twice the size. Big, heavy, you know, look at the size of the arms on these things, you know, big, heavy clamps. But what I like with these, I really like with these is the feet are changeable. They're not clamped on and crimped on like with the Bessies. You can actually unscrew them. This is the foot off of this clamp that I went ahead and I welded to this piece of stock. This is the scrap from the Taurus that I'm making. I went ahead and just put them all together, so now I've got my nice curve here to match up with the interior structure of the Taurus. So now I can just go ahead and put it on And I can use this clamp when I'm putting the skin on over there. So I can clamp the skin from the outside, and that gets my shape just right. So I can clamp it in and get it nice and tight, come to the back side, weld it in. They even come a little bit taller for those really hard to reach places. And again, it's got the nice interchangeable foot on it. So if you ever damage these, you can always just buy a new one. And they're like $8 instead of a $70 clamp that you have to change. Nice long reach, nice long, you can reach all the way across a piece that you're working on. Love it. Kind of a moose when you're standing there trying to work overhead, or you're trying to clamp something in place with it, where you got to reach here to here to here and stand on one foot all at the same time. Yeah, let me show you this. This is getting kind of old school. These are pony clamps, actually. They're for woodworking, but you know what? They work great with metal too. 6 foot long, a nice slide to them. Not much of an adjuster is like on the Bessies, where you've got more of a throw on it, but you slide it up, you clamp it down, works great. This is another woodworking clamp that I use a lot. It's a Jorgensen. Same basic idea. It's just got the slide on it. It's got the turn screw to adjust it down. Nowhere near as heavy duty as the Bessies or the real gears, but you just want a little touch, you just want a little grab to hold something in place. Wonderful. Use what you got. That's what I've learned over the years. Whatever clamp you have, whatever job you need to do, you can make it work somehow. I've even used tie downs, motorcycle tie downs, cargo tie downs, wrap it all the way around, hook it together, give it a big bear hug. It's the only way I can get something together sometimes. Well, I hope that clears up some of the mystery. Write me a question if you got it, and I'll try to answer it later. See ya.